What do you think of when I say food? The smell of garlic frying, melted cheese stretching, the sizzling of mustard seeds. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you thought of a favourite dish, favourite cuisine, or the interval snack. Okay, now thumbs up if you thought of the person who would make that dish for you.
A few. Okay, thumbs down, not thumbs down. You see, for us, in our family, food is not just food.
Unless it's a potato, then it's purely a potato.
Okay, that's fair. For us, in our family, food is a way of connecting. It is a series of small, everyday rituals that are passed down, sometimes clumsily, sometimes beautifully, often completely unnoticed. You see, these everyday rituals are not written down anywhere. They are passed down in hands that are mixing and pouring and stirring, and in sights and in smells that linger in a house long after all the food has been devoured.
In our family, there are 4 generations of women who create rituals. My great-grandma, who is 91, my grandma, who's nearly 70, my mum and my aunt, who are in their 40s, and me, I'm 13. But it doesn't stop there. On my dad's side, my grandma is in her 70s, creating her own rituals and stories. And around each of these women,
well, around each and every one of us,
are circles of friends, aunties and cousins, each adding something of their own.
The thing is, our story goes even further. We come from Gujarat in India, from Nairobi in Kenya, and here, South London. We have married into Uganda, Sri Lanka, to the north and to the south of England. And the thing is, when people move continents or countries, even actually when they're displaced across continents and countries, or when people move cultures, we risk losing things. Languages, places, identities, and in some cases, even names. So, what survives? The rituals.
Some rituals are creative. We start today in white. By the end, we'll be covered in colour, because that's what rituals do. They change the everyday into something unforgettable. Like our Indian festival, Holi, when throwing paint isn't about making a mess, it's about saying, we belong together, and we'll remember this. Or Rangoli patterns during Diwali, colourful chaos no matter how hard we try to make it neat. And then some rituals are about learning together, how best to cut one of the beautiful mangoes my grandma has sourced, only to be eaten when in season. Or huddling around my dad's mum as she makes Sri Lankan pancakes, hoppers, for breakfast. She'll stir and pour and turn and transfer. Do we want sugar, eggs, coconut or curry?
Eggs, or maybe potatoes? For me, it's quite different. I grew up every week to having hair oil put into my hair. It was sticky and smelly and painful. It was a painful ritual to be endured. And now I yearn for that ritual because it just doesn't happen often enough. If it does happen, it ends in laughter, pretty shiny hair, and a bit of a headache, sure. And Naia, chai. Every day growing up in my childhood home, my sister and I would wake up to the clink of a particular pan on the stove. Water, milk, sugar, tea leaves, more sugar, spices, expertly ground by my mum. Oh, and the bedtime routine she used to create around my sister and I. Perfectly cut fruit, also dusted in sugar, water by the bed, blankets tucked in, radio on, shadow games playing, and a whispered blessing, Jai Shri Krishna, a little bit like that line in that popular Sunday TV show, The Waltons, "Good night, John boy." Now my husband and I create rituals for Naia and her brother Ashton. Every Sunday, the pan goes on and we start making chai. Although I've got to be honest, it's Ashton that's making the chai for the rest of us. We'll get out a board game and have a bit of a friendly challenge. And every night we'll wait up until everyone's home, much to the kids' chagrin. Everyone's home, tucked in and safe, because it's the same rituals, just passed down. And the thing is, rituals aren't the big, shiny headlines of your life. Rituals are the sure and steady heartbeat.
And it's not just Indian rituals. Cheese on toast.
Well, with chilli.
Yes, with chilli. Eaten together while watching TV. And the mega strange sandwiches we've created as a family. If you know me, you'll know I sometimes make some odd combinations. And this is where they come from. Crisps and pickles and potato salad, or mango and chutney and cheese and Bombay mix. Add some crackers, why not?
What began as fusion experiments in the kitchen
have become rituals of their own, and now I make them myself without even thinking. And even our cats have rituals. Goose, the younger, cheekier one, knows when we're in the kitchen. He'll weave between our legs, demanding attention, reminding us that connection isn't just human, it's the rhythm of a household.
And Shuri, our little girl, will sleep in the same mango box every night, night after night, even when her little brother Goose is trying to push her out or share the box with her. Because even animals know that the routine of a ritual matters, that the care and the attention matter.
Ba, my grandma, and I make ghee together. We melt some butter, waiting for that perfect moment when the kitchen smells nutty and sweet. It takes patience. It teaches patience. And sometimes we'll sneak a little taste before putting it away. Oh, and then there's bakri, chapatis that my brother and I would roll. Warm and delicious, even when they come out looking more like Kenya than the classic circle. Oh, and then trying to buttercream cakes beautifully like my amma, my dad's mum, does. The careful patterns she taught us, making amazing designs with just a fork.
You see, even if these handed down rituals aren't handed down perfectly, imperfect circles or slightly burnt buttercream or even fully eaten ghee, it doesn't really matter because the details stay with you forever because they're done together.
And not all rituals are inherited. Some we invent ourselves, like how my cousin Ella and I, we've created a handshake that takes about 40 steps and we'll add to it every time we see each other. And in our family, car karaoke or karaoke is compulsory. Very bad and very loud singing on the motorway to see my aunt. Then there was Friday night treat night with friends, chickpea face masks and henna designs. Giggling into the floor is a mess.
We've created some pretty fabulous routines, finding all our funniest photos, putting them together into an annual photo calendar, and then sending it around the globe to friends and family. We've changed rituals as well. We've got some quite traditional ones that we've done a little bit differently. So Raksha Bandhan is when you take a protective string and tie it around the wrist of your brother to keep them safe. Well, now we'll take the string, or actually maybe just a proper bracelet, and tie it around the brothers, the sisters, the cousins, the friends. We've taken pride in slowly creating rituals together. You might have two best friends bobbing off to Balham for a cheeky martini in the middle of the week, or three girlfriends hiding at the back of hot yoga, trying to keep talking all the way through Shavasana. Two sisters who have created a podcast which is more about chatting than the actual content, or two sisters-in-law that go for a dog walk without a dog so that they get some time on their own. And not to forget the very secret nighttime delivery service of Diwali treats every year all around the neighbourhood, just because it's something that my mum does.
And it's these simplest rituals, saying goodnight properly, saying good morning every day. They sound small, but they become our anchors.
But why does it matter?
Well, nowadays, most connection comes through screens, messages, likes and streaks, which is perfectly fine. But sometimes it can leave you feeling full of pings and empty of people. Rituals work differently. They train our emotional muscle memory and they give us deeper roots.
You don't realise that you're remembering until you look down and you see your hands, actually your son's hands, stirring chai just like your parents do, or your daughter lining up shoes near the front door exactly like your grandparents like. And that's the bigger point. When communities lose rituals, they lose connection. When society loses rituals, it loses how to care.
Think of some of the important things affecting us all today. Loneliness, mental ill health, and disconnection. We can't solve them only with apps or poorly thought out policies, but we start to solve them by remembering to call each other, sit together, eat together, by remembering to sing together.
Rituals are scalable, not in the modern technological sense, but in the deeply human sense. One person makes chai for another, they make chai for their children, and then their children make it for their children. And suddenly generations are making chai in a way that is just about passable for their ancestors. One family will create a sandwich ritual, a set of families will go to the board game cafe, and all of a sudden you're creating a party in the local scout field, a little bit like in the lead up to Diwali in the good old days. Thing is, this is how society survives, this is how culture survives, and this is how communities keep well.
So we invite you to think, what's one thing you do every day? You know, shaving, brushing your hair, saying goodnight or making tea. Where did that come from? And who taught you that?
And what rituals will you create? Because it's these small everyday rituals, these small everyday acts that when they're created with care, help you connect to who you are and where you come from.
We've left some of those protective strings that my mum was talking about, Rakis, at the front of the stage and on the table on your way out, so please collect one.
You could use it as a way of reminding yourself of your own rituals, or you might pass it to a loved one and create your own rituals.
Because from India
to Africa
to England,
from chai
to cheese on toast,
that's the power of everyday rituals.